I'm about to start my second year of college, which means I just finished my first year of college, my freshman year. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I learned in my freshman or first year of college. So let's just get right into it. The first thing I learned was that, woo woo, that's my guy, Gauruv. Woo. What are you doing? Oh, I was just cheering on my boy. You're my boy. Okay, well you're like up here right now. I need you to bring it like down here. Is that cool? Oh, yeah, no problem. Okay, cool. So what was it? Right. The first thing I learned, it's actually kind of a fun story. So, woo woo, Gauruv. Woo, yeah. Okay. You know how I said you're up here and you bring it down here? I meant like bring it all the way down to where like you don't talk. You get it now? I hear you loud and clear, Chief. Don't even worry. I got the key right here. Okay. The first thing I learned, right? It's a fun story. I actually don't know if you'll even believe it because it's kind of crazy. How crazy was it? Right? Dude, what? Comedy comes in threes. Really? Yeah, but I've seen some of your recent videos and I think it's clear why you don't know that. Dude's unfunny. It was a joke. It was a joke. So for the first learning tip, we're gonna title it Midterm Week? Nah, midterm month. The first learning point is that you don't have a midterm week. It's more like you have midterms and then they span over a couple weeks. So using April as an example, April's a midterm month. We'll have red circles and we'll have blue circles. Red will be me and then blue will be Greg. And you can see that I have 3 midterms and Greg also has 3 midterms. Mine happen to be all in the same week and Greg's happen to be over 3 weeks. And that can happen with midterms. That's why I titled this little learning point, Midterms Week? Nah, Midterms Month. A traditional high school schedule has a midterm week. That's the week that everyone has midterms. Whereas in college, you're gonna have midterms on different days, maybe the same day, but they could span over multiple weeks. So the difference is in high school you have a midterm week, whereas in college you have midterm weeks. And the similarities are that they both suck. Okay, now for tip 2. We'll title this one, The Calm Before the Inevitable Storm. The second learning point is that there's ebbs and flows to college. You won't always be busy and you won't always be free. Actually, you'll never be free. No, but there are some days where you just don't get assigned as much work or you don't have as much studying to do, but there's still something to do. So what I learned is that when you have one of those days where you don't really have much to do, you should do something. Because the very next day you're gonna get assigned like 71 math problems, an English essay, probably research something for chemistry that you're only gonna use for that like 1 week of your entire life. Okay, I'm sorry, you should value chemistry, you know? You're never gonna use it again. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm giving chemistry a hard time. You also need chemistry if you wanna find a mate, you know? And if you want a visual of what I just explained, here's a perfect one. So let's set up a little bit of a visual. So let's say that this is the average college student. As you can see, that face is very content. And they're chilling. Their professors didn't give them very much work. They gave them like 5 math problems and read like 7 pages from this book. And so you're sitting there straight up chilling. Not a care in the world. And then it turns to the next day. That college student we just witnessed that was very content has now fallen into a zone of comfort. And that's when the storm hits. And just when you think you can't handle any more, don't worry, there's always one more book. And now that college student is not very content. So to wrap this second tip up, when you have those days when you don't really have much to do that stuff that's not very much, because the next day, you're gonna have very much to do. Okay, now time for my third tip, which we'll title, Practice Makes Perfect. Oh wait, haha, you don't need practice. So the third thing I learned was that not every class has homework and or quizzes. And every class that has homework and or quizzes doesn't always count it as part of your grade. That's right, some classes assign homework and they don't collect it. So it's just for you, it's just so that you can get better. I'll use 2 different math classes I was in as an example of this. So in this first math class, my grade was broken into 3 parts. The first 25% was midterm 1, the second 25% was midterm 2, and the last 50% was my final. And then we'll look at my second math class, which was broken into 5 parts. First, homework was 5%, quizzes were 15%, The first midterm was 20%, second midterm was 20%, and finally, the final was 40% of your grade. So as you can see, these are two different math classes, but they're broken up completely different. One gave homework and no quizzes, and the homework didn't count, and then one gave both homework and quizzes and counted both of them. Personally, I like this option because it kept me honest, it kept me having to do my work or else I would have done terrible on my quizzes, and I wasn't too big a fan of this one because while there were no quizzes, I didn't really have any motivation to keep current on my work. So it really comes down to preference. Maybe you look at a professor that doesn't have quizzes if you like this way, and then you look for a professor that does have quizzes if you like it this way. So yeah, those were 3 things that I learned in my freshman year of college, and I hope they were helpful. Leave a like if they were, and subscribe if you want to, and sorry, I swear I heard the door open or something. That was weird. What was I gonna say? Right, okay, and hey man, you heard the door. It's me. Oh. Hey. What's up? Listen, I just wanted to tell you that what I said earlier about your videos being unfunny, I didn't mean that. Oh. Okay, well, then cool. Yeah, no, I think they're extremely unfunny. No, not again.